Just when you thought General Michael Flynn was in the clear, getting exonerated from trumped-up charges, former U.S. attorneys are plotting ways to go after Flynn again in the not-so-distant future. One in particular is North Dakota's former Obama-appointed U.S. Attorney, Tim Purdon. In 2018, Chris Berg, Fox affiliate host of Point of View, asked Purdon if there was any chance Flynn would have his charges dropped.
We don't have to debate anymore whether or not Michael Flynn lied to the FBI. He's pled guilty
Yes,
about
we
it.
do. The judge just said, I want to see the 302s because I think this guy was manipulated and they illegally unmasked
I don't
Michael
think that's,
Flynn.
With all due respect, I don't think that's why the judge wants to see the 302s.
You're okay that Andrew McCabe showed up with FBI agents and told him not to have an attorney and said, hey, don't worry about representation. That's against the law?
Purdon replied over Twitter, betting that if Mike Flynn's charges get dismissed, I will wear a MAGA hat on Point of View. If not, you include hashtag PurdonNation in all your tweets for a month. Needless to say, after Flynn's charges were dropped, Berg called out Purdon on his show, inviting Purdon to come back on, wearing a MAGA hat.
So I did tweet that out today. So hopefully Monday night, Mr. Purdon will join us. We can talk about charges being dismissed, and I cannot wait to see him in a nice red Make America Great Again hat.
So what does former U.S. Attorney Tim Purdon do? He goes back on his bet and throws Berg under the bus. Just imagine building a Twitter account and hashtag brand so powerful, so controversial, so popular, so threatening to the MAGAs that they literally put your 18-month-old tweet up on the TV news. Powerful hashtag brand, as in former U.S. attorney. Popular, having 3,000 followers on Twitter doesn't seem that popular to me. Threatening to MAGA, the only thing I find threatening on this guy's Twitter account are the pictures of food he's posting. I can hear Gordon Ramsay roasting this guy now.
Gordon Ramsay, what do you think of my healthy dinner? Looks like your dog stopped by your plate. Gordon Ramsay, rate the level of doneness on this steak. Delicious dinner. What do you think, Gordon Ramsay? Roasted diaper.
The only reason why Chris Berg put your 18-month-old tweet on TV is because he's holding you to your end of the bargain. We're still waiting, Tim. You never know. A MAGA hat might look good on you. Just saying. But rather than make good on a bet, Purdon and other former U.S. attorneys start looking for ways to attack Attorney General Barr and go after Flynn.
From my time there, I can tell you that the DOJ and its career employees,
You mean deep state operatives?
are a crown jewel of our political system and democracy. Bill Barr is destroying it all.
Crown jewel? As opposed to a national treasure? Isn't a crown jewel an asset of Her Majesty the Queen?
So there are some disadvantages to crowns, but otherwise they're quite important things.
North Dakota does border Canada, which is subject to the crown, so I'm not surprised there's an implied loyalty that Purdon has to the monarchy this country was founded on fighting against. According to CNN, D.C. U.S. Attorney submitted court documents to dismiss Flynn charges with wrong D.C. bar number. The filing by Tim Shea, but with the number belonging to previous U.S. Attorney, appears to be technically invalid. Purdon chimes in saying,
Yikes, wait until Marshal of the Supreme Court gets a hold if this.
If this, don't you mean of this? Where are the grammar police when you need them? So this guy's literally arguing that the Flynn case should not be dismissed because of a technical error, and this guy's tweet has a technical error. So doesn't that kind of invalidate your entire tweet? Seriously, correctable errors are all you Flynn haters have? Since these type of clerical errors are fixable. Another former U.S. attorney says,
As a 20-plus year DOJ prosecutor, the department's actions in the Flynn case make a mockery of the rule of law. As a former U.S. attorney, taking a position when no career prosecutor in your own office joins you is proof of that. Another shameful first.
As if it's a first that deep state operatives in the DOJ, who are willing to go along with the FBI extorting Flynn into a plea deal under duress, would still be plotting against the man. Shocking.
Something I probably wouldn't have done or maybe gotten away with in the George W. Bush administration, for example, or the Obama administration. And I thought it's early enough, let's just send a couple guys over.
Another former U.S. attorney says,
Only Judge Sullivan can dismiss the charges, so don't put on that hat just yet, Tim Purdon. Plus, I would wait and see what the next AG does with the FARA accounts. Statute of limitations does not run until March 2022.
please, going after people for not registering properly under FARA is laughable since no one has been prosecuted under this obscure law this way until now. Even a 2016 DOJ Inspector General's report concluded that the unit overseeing the law lacks a comprehensive FARA enforcement strategy. The reason why these former U.S. attorneys are significant is because they were amongst 700 former U.S. attorneys who signed a petition claiming the president tried to fire Mueller, which he didn't, though he technically could have, or tried to limit the scope of Mueller's investigation. Not that they lied to Trump saying he wasn't the target of the investigation or anything, or that the president tried to prevent witnesses from testifying against him, which Trump challenged in the Supreme Court, but the Dems couldn't wait to have his case heard, so they rushed to impeach him over it before his court date. You don't think that's because the court would likely have sided with the president's right to execute executive privilege, do you? By the way, where is Mr. Impeachment himself, Adam Schiff, who moved for impeachment over obstruction of Congress, aka exercising executive privilege, while at the same time refusing to release transcripts from his secret SCIF meetings that are alleged to have exculpatory evidence? But I digress.
Newly released transcripts reveal top Obama officials admitted they had no empirical evidence of collusion between President Trump and Russia during the 2016 campaign.
As laughable as all of this is, it's not a joke because it shows that these corrupt Democrats will stop at nothing to destroy Trump, his supporters, and everyone surrounding him, including this country. Something I do find troubling on Purdon's Twitter feed is how he and other Democrats are pushing to change how we vote this election, which would make election fraud and voter fraud easier, all in the name of preserving the Democrats' power. Or the swamp that just owns most of the Democrats.
North Dakota does not have voter registration. You show up in the polls and you vote.
Christian Avera-Silva and Gerson Quinteros have spent the summer phone banking and canvassing to get people to the polls on November 6th. But they can't vote because they're both undocumented immigrants.
We have to come as a community as a whole to make sure that America becomes the country that we want it to be.
The Texas Democratic Party is suing the state to expand who can vote by mail.
We've got to flatten the curve. In-person voting is going to need to be the demand for it lowered, and the only way to do that is to vote by mail.
Some Kentucky counties will only have one polling place available on Election Day.
According to the National Conference on State Legislatures, just 5 states conduct all elections by mail.
Every one of those states that you mentioned is a state that happens to be won by the Democrats.
This afternoon, several Democratic state lawmakers are proposing a bill that would move all elections for the rest of this year to mail-in only voting.
Pennsylvania launched the website today where voters can request the newly legalized mail-in ballots.
Democrats want states to expand early absentee and mail-in voting.
Have all the experts, both political parties and academia, laying out what it would take to have voting by mail. I'd much prefer to have
So it shouldn't be a surprise that Purdon and other Democrats are pushing for mail-in ballots, voting by app, voting over the internet, no vote ID requirements, no registration requirements, no checks and balances to protect the integrity of voting, because Voting fraud and election fraud never has happened in this country.
There's an app that allows you to connect with people in other states and swap your votes.
Can vote swapping really affect the outcome of the election?
We have to remember it's a very small percentage of the public that's engaged in this kind of voting behavior. But if the race is as tight as some polls show, then vote swapping could absolutely impact this election.
Knowing that Trump will likely win re-election, these tactics could serve to steal the House and Senate seats to guarantee another impeachment attempt. Bottom line, we better get out there and vote and make our elections more secure, or we're gonna wake up and find ourselves living in a deep state dystopia. For more reports, go to millennialmillie.com. You can also support me directly on Subscribestar or make a purchase from InfoWarsStore.com. Thank you again for your support.
Enjoy all natural bath and beauty products with Emmerich's Essentials. We are proud to bring you a collection of organic-based household products at InfoWarsStore.com, including non-nano SPF 30 zinc oxide sunscreen, DEET-free herbal bug spray, concentrated peppermint mouthwash, unscented body wash, tea tree shampoo, and long-lasting natural deodorant. Emmerich's Essentials is free of chemicals and toxins that may harm your body. We carefully select pure and simple ingredients to create formulas that are certified USDA made with organic. Our mission is to offer you everyday organic household products to enhance your life. Truly feel the difference by going organic natural without compromising on quality. Feel good about using Emmerich's Essentials. Start saving money and stop exposing yourself and your family to toxic ingredients. Visit InfoWarsStore.com and learn more about the new Emmerich's Essentials line of organic products. That's InfoWarsStore.com.